Hi! The week before last, or Monday night, the Titans gave fans hope of victory that was vanquished in a run defense-free fourth quarter. This week, the Titans let us know on the opening kickoff that hope was lost and a random safety picked up off waivers wasn't tackling a kick returner. That wasn't the day or the end of the day for the Titans, but it was close. I just need a sip of my tasty beverage. Mm,
Oh,
good.
the Orange Crush. All
Mm,
right, Aaron, I see ya. I
ah.
see
Third down for what?
ya.
First down, Missouri Tigers. I know this isn't the focus of the show, but I'm trying to mentally recover from following a team that doesn't suck, even though at times I see examples of suckiness. I witnessed two missed extra points in the most bizarre onside kick sequence in modern memory. In any case, my Missouri Tigers beat the Tennessee Vols, so that must mean football is like golf and that the team with the lower stars and their recruited players wins. Oh, Sharona, I can't make you suffer any longer. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Zach? Did you enjoy your visit
Mm,
to Rocky Top?
it was great. I even got my brick by brick cup.
Good for you. Good for you. Stimulate that economy.
Yeah. No, it was pretty close to last time. We got in pretty much in time for the game. We left right after. I just adjusted my screen there. That was good. Very professional. We're in the same end zone as last time, and we watched Missouri's kicker miss two extra points, and it was like, hey, it's 29-13. I have a feeling they could, get two touchdowns, and they
College kickers,
almost
man.
did.
Mm.
I was almost as mad as the Browns fans were at Mike Pettin when Missouri decided to have their kicker try a 50-yard field goal when he couldn't make an extra point to start the fourth quarter. Like they tried. They're like, come on, Tennessee, we're giving you a shot. And they're like, nah, maybe next week.
Because it was like, yeah, no, we good. We
But,
want to make our bowl against Vandy. That's it.
but it was just, the onside kick, it was like they did the first one, and then they gave it to Tennessee, and then they showed the replay, and it hit the Missouri guy, and they gave it to Tennessee, but then they called a penalty. And they did it again, and the guy got it, and Tennessee fans got all excited. Then they said he touched the ball early, which he did. Of course, the fans didn't agree, those of whom stayed. But the best part is there's a woman sitting in front of me, and
Oh,
she
did they
told me
leave? Did fans leave?
they were starting to leave. But the woman in front of me told me to be quiet. And I was like, there are 95,000 people here. You guys are cheering the whole game. You're doing your third down for. Poor Rocky Top. I'm telling you, man, they're gonna lose some serious money because they're not playing that song anymore because they're playing third down for, you know,
Which is why I
it's an odd
probably
shift.
probably will not go to a game. I refuse to go to a game, and it's why I didn't watch the game. I just,
Huh? Wow.
actually, it wasn't
That's not
entirely
good by
the
the
reason
Titans.
why, but
Well, I
anyway.
hope there are good reasons why you missed it. There are good things going on.
There were good things going on, and I could have watched the game, but I opted to do other things, and that was the right thing to do.
Dedication. I don't know. But no, we got to stay in a nice cabin. I had
Good.
all the vintage video games, so I was playing like Miss Pac-Man and Frogger all weekend, and had a jacuzzi.
Where did you guys stay?
It was like Pigeon Forge area. I think I made the joke. The war on Christmas is over, and Pigeon Forge won because they already had all their lights up.
Oh, yeah. It starts early. Now, have you guys been to, oh gosh, Biltmore?
Yes. Mm,
Yeah, that's a cool place to go at Christmas.
so good. I got Fanta, but it's close enough. Mmm. Mmm. I tell you, Neyland
All right.
Stadium, the house that Missouri built or put down. I don't know. What are you drinking tonight? What you got?
Enjoy your 15 minutes of victory, Zach.
That's 10 straight road wins in conference, which is like the seventh most in history. So there you go. They
I
even
am
played a few
drinking
teams that
a
were
black.
good.
I am drinking a Blackstone Nut Brown Ale. Listening to my dog go crazy
Oh,
over here.
yeah, I know. I have yeah. Anyway, so Titans game. Let's see. You're the one who actually
Good.
watched it and you wrote articles about it and stuff, so you can probably talk about it better level than me. But well, there's some arguments on Twitter apparently about Mettenberger, whether he's the guy, and what do you think about that?
If I've learned anything, it's don't be critical of Zach Mettenberger. He's become the new Vince Young.
Really? Wow.
Not quite that bad. I'm sort of kidding.
You just can't. It's so hard to. You have to. It's like you crown guys. Like you have to decide he's a good quarterback or he's a bad quarterback instantly. Like Geno Smith had one bad game and he's done.
Well, no, actually you don't, which is part of the problem, and we're seeing it now with Colin Kaepernick. And I kept saying their first years, the RG3, calling the whole thing. You know what? You might want to wait before you start crowning these guys. And lo and behold, here we are. Once teams start to get film on guys, the game changes, and the quarterback has to evolve, and we're not seeing evolution from Colin Kaepernick or Robert Griffin III. Will Zach Mettenberger evolve? I think he's limited in his. It's definitely limited in his physicality. Is his skill set limited? I don't know. We're gonna find out maybe. With the state of the offensive line, he might get killed in the next game. I mean, who knows? J.J. Watt may kill him.
Yeah, he does have the mobility of an old Peyton Manning at the moment. Although, hey, he did move up in the pocket for that disallowed touchdown, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
That was nice. I was like, hey,
he's got the ability to do that. He's still putting it all together. He's got the ability to do that. You just want to see improvement and progression, and it's too early to say anything yet, really.
Consistency is tough because at the Ravens game, I think he had a good couple drives and they couldn't do anything, and it seemed like it took the team being down 17-0 for the offense to do anything against Philadelphia, and they had a nice stretch against the Steelers. So
yeah, one thing they did in the Baltimore game, they started running some no huddle. I just wrote about that. Took a look at what they were actually doing with him, and so yeah, it's so hard to tell. Chris Cooley was writing about Robert Griffin III and how incredibly difficult it is to to evaluate RG3 because the offense is so bad. And I think that part of what you're seeing with Mettenberger is that it's a bad offense and it's really kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, I saw some of his passes. Like there was a short pass to Kendall Wright. I think you may have posted the Vine. Someone posted it, and it was a 5-yard in, and it went 5 yards over his head. Well, maybe 3 yards over his head, but it was like you're not catching that ball. So
he was erratic. He was erratic Sunday.
I mean, that was like watching Missouri's own Matty Mock, trying to throw a crossing pattern accurately was not happening. And we haven't seen one accurate crossing pattern all year from all the quarterbacks from the Titans. Although it was bizarre looking at the article.
They're very limited in what they run.
It was was it Whitehurst and Locker of the exact same amount of yards? Whoa, creepy. Anyway.
Yeah, Charlie, Clipboard Jesus, currently owns the best completion percentage and quarterback rating of all the three Titans quarterbacks.
So we should start him. He's awesome. He's awesome.
Well, nobody said that. It's, Mettenberger's completion percentage against the Eagles was 51%, something like that. It was what the Kendall Wright thing. Someone, Pro Football Focus said that there was a drop in the 6 targets that he got, and I vined them because somebody asked me which one it was, and it's really hard to tell. His ball placement was he was having some trouble. But the Titans were having trouble containing Trent Cole. I think he had 2 sacks, maybe 3. The Eagles secondary is not that good. In fact, is as bad as the Titans maybe, but their front line, they can get some pressure, and they've been getting some pressure lately, and I think we saw that.
Right, Mark Sanchez.
Ain't he great?
Who manages to put up numbers, although I think Eagles fans, I mean, give them credit for honesty. They know it's like, yeah, he's not that good. I mean, when Nick Foles was in, he was putting up numbers and wasn't looking very good. So I was like, oh, if they get a quarterback, oh, they might be really good.
Well, everybody's saying RG3 to Philly.
Really? I'm not sure. It was like the Edge of Sports podcast, and that guy's out of DC, and he mentioned about how RG3 kind of sees himself as a brand first, and that kind of puts you a little bit distant from your teammates, and I don't know, it's just weird. He's like been above coaching like since he was drafted, and I don't know. But the injury he had and the way that they just said, screw being a pocket passer, just run a lot, that doesn't last. I mean, the only reason McNair made it in the NFL is like, oh, after a while, I have to throw the ball. I can't just run around and pretend I'm a linebacker, because that's not going to work, at least long term. So the good thing about Mettenberger is don't worry about them running, the read option with him. Although that would be kind of funny to see just once.
It's weird too. As I was going through, and this is something I might take a look at. They're not. I don't know why they seem reluctant to run play action with him, and it's yeah. I mean, the Titans' offense is not terribly creative.
Yeah, it's oddly easy to predict how many rushing yards Bishop Sankey's going to have every week. It's like 37 yards every week. It's like 10 carries. I mean, at least he's leading the team in carries, but it's like, yeah, they're not. Well, I mean, they're not running. It's like they're not running in games they're close. They're not running in games they're getting blown out. They're just throwing the ball a lot. So, okay. Dexter, though, he got a touchdown. Dexter McCluster, playmaker. Someone I don't know who it was, made a comment about it. Why did he make all these plays? I'm like, the guy had like 6 touchdowns in 4 years, right? 6. So, give me a break. What'd you expect? Sadness. That's what we expected. So we lost the Titan this week. Sean Phillips, we pour one out for him. Although I guess he's getting 2 salaries now because the Colts signed him.
Let's pour one out.
Yeah, he wasn't on the field much, and I don't know what the deal is with the linebackers. I mean, who's playing, and it's just not.
Ken Wisenhunt made an interesting comment today. He said that he wasn't going to talk about any players that weren't there, and that they were giving opportunities to guys who had practiced hard in practice.
That's kind of weird because veterans don't have to.
My personal feeling is that it was some sort of message. I'm not sure exactly what the message is, except go get yourself a good, nice free agent contract with the Titans, because they might release you and let you collect your money. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to do that.
I don't know. It is weird, like the whole Jag thing with Justin Hunter. It's like, whatever they're doing, it's not working. I don't know what message you're sending, because it's not like, it's like a college football team. You have more depth, so you can bring in young guys. But the NFL team, there's not much there.
Well, the weird thing
don't have a lot of practice time. So what are you gonna do?
And here's the weird thing too about the Justin Hunter thing, is that he's an incredibly humble kid. It's not like he's a diva. He's just struggling to catch the football, and that whole thing still rankles me. That they thought that was a good idea.
That's why I brought it up. I am here to rankle you. That's what it is. A rankling.
We almost had a fight last week. We feisty Sharona.
Well, I just think, what the Titans should do on, every time they have a third down is this,
Don't do it. Don't do it. I tolerated your opening statement. I tolerated your little intro.
I had to say it was. I don't know. I'm confused. I felt
Only douchebags quote Little John
I
lyrics.
felt I felt relaxed when every time it played on the stadium. But anyway, yeah, that was. Oh, come on! You were talking about all this stuff I was going to do if Tennessee won. Even you didn't even watch. It's like it wasn't even a it wasn't fair.
Sorry.
So now Titans offensive line made of
Yeah.
Swiss cheese, and now we have possibly two guys out. I know Schwenke's gone. He's
Twinkies on
injured reserve,
IR.
which isn't necessarily a
Over.
bad thing because he's not that not been terribly great.
Well, I mean, be careful what you ask for. You just, I mean, Chris Spencer, I forget the other, they signed someone too. Mike Ower has a toe. He was in a boot today. And
I
Taylor
love that.
Lewan
I have 10
is,
toes.
yeah, Taylor Lewan is hopeful that he's going to be able to play this weekend. We'll see.
Well, they said it sounded like a high ankle sprain, which usually is a few weeks. So
Oh,
yeah,
it's easily 4 weeks. And let
yeah.
me tell you something. I have now been the proud owner of 2 high ankle sprains, and I can legit say and I've had knees, I've split my fingers apart, I've had a concussion, I've had a lot of sports injuries, and I can easily say that the high ankle sprain affected me the most and limited me the most. They are a motherfucker to get over.
So high ankle sprain or Derek Dooley era, what was more painful?
Oh God, I drank through the Derek Dooley era, so I'm gonna have to
We have a
say,
solution.
yeah,
Victory.
yeah.
Oh, at least there's a smile there. Before like, oh, you're gonna die. I'm gonna kill you with death.
I'm
Oh
just
boy.
gonna get you back.
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you, you,
Maybe next
in the
year.
words of one of my new girl crushes, the my past is littered with the bones of men who underestimated me.
Hmm. Okay, somebody buried in the backyard. Yeah, it's kind of I felt would go. But can we just say, Delaney Tiberius Walker is the man.
And
No
I just want to
concussions
say
can stop
one thing
him.
too. To the dudes who said playing Delaney's not a good option. You need to go get Kyle Rudolph or I forget who. I mean, anyway, go ahead.
That was that fantasy stuff.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I guess coming off a concussion, but and I feel like he hasn't had great numbers over like the last month, but just fantasy tight end has been just a disaster this year. So guy who can catch 3 passes for 30 yards, you're like ahead of half the field already. So yeah, 5 for 155. His second 100-yard game of the year and career, by the way. Talk about
Yeah.
a late bloomer. I'm telling you. Talk about egg on my face. I was all like,
Delaney, you know,
dumb
baby,
sign that was.
I always believed.
Well, you may have believed in Whitehurst too. No, just Delaney.
Whitehurst he did about. Look, when they signed him, I was as skeptical as everyone else, having had a chance to see him in camp. I knew that he would be okay. I didn't, I mean, nobody really expected the offense or the offensive line to stink as badly as they have, and so he did.
Yeah.
He did exactly what I expected, except I didn't expect him to get the yips. That's something that you can't predict, and he definitely got the yips because he wasn't used to getting hit.
Well, yeah, he had. I don't even know how many pass attempts he's had in the last like 10 years. It's not many. It's like 150 or something at most. And he had started maybe 2 games. So yeah, I was like, this weekend is the Texans. Sadly, Jody wasn't able to join us again, so we can't do Know Your Enemy.
Fitzmagic.
But yeah, Ryan Mallett's out, so they're starting Ryan Fitzpatrick, which makes me think They're not too hot on their fourth-round pick, Tom Savage. Uh, I don't know. People were still thinking, oh, they're in the playoff hunt. Like, I think there are 12 teams with winning records in the AFC, and they're not one of them. So I don't think they were within a game last week. Uh-oh.
Whoa!
You just finally heard the little John. Nuh-uh. Not in my house.
Do not ever call my dog that.
No, I'm saying the dog heard that and got upset.
Ever. Oh, okay. She just heard, Libby! Sorry about that.
Uh-huh. The bones of something or other. I don't even
It
know what
works.
this...
She knows that. She knows that. You better shut up.
So, pretty much in one of my fantasy leagues, I have Arian Foster and Alfred Blue. So whoever starts between those two, I should be, like, dumping in my lineup, guaranteed, huh?
I'll be shocked if Arian Foster does not play. You know what, Zach? The Titans' run defense, #1, baby, last in the league. You might want to consider starting both. Because, you know.
Yeah, I can't remember. Was it the Bucks last year? They were, like, last in the league against the pass and first against the run. It was like everybody figured it out. Oh, this one thing works? Let's stick with it. Because, yeah, the last 2 weeks, they've been demolished. Of course, I started Blue last week and instead of Forsett, and that didn't work so well. But
Yeah.
Come to me with fancy advice.
Big ups to Justin Forsett for what he's doing.
I know, it's like one of those. Why invest in running backs? You give a guy a chance, and a lot of guys are going to pull through, and you start to wonder, might that work with quarterback too? I mean, we got a 6th-round pick getting, doing okay.
Except I will say, I mean, and you always have outliers, right? Because this was an I somehow got auto-drafted, but DeMarco Murray. Totally worth where you took him.
Yeah, he worked out. Him and Le'Veon Bell and I guess Eddie Lacy, but now it's like C.J. Anderson who.
Well, no, Eddie Lacy didn't for like 3 weeks. I got behind in one of my leagues, and it's not been able. I just haven't been able to catch up because of him.
I thought you never lost a single fantasy matchup ever in the history of history.
It's rare. That team sucks, though.
That team sucks. Yeah, it's okay. I get to beat my
I also have
rival.
one. We're going to talk about him later. I also have one, Colin Kaepernick, as my quarterback.
Yeah, he's one of my quarterbacks. I think I got a question on Twitter. They were asking if they could start Hoyer or Orton over Kaepernick, and I was like, I thought Kaepernick did okay against the Seahawks, but I think that was just in the playoffs. But yeah, for a guy who can run, and it seems like he has a really strong arm, I don't know what's going on with the 49ers offense. But I didn't know if you felt like, talking about the matchups tomorrow. We have 3 football games on Thanksgiving. It's like Christmas and Thanksgiving or something.
I know. I'm so excited.
And the best part about it is I think the Lions and Bears starts at like 11:30 or something. It starts really early. I mean...
Yes, I'm going to be covering the games tomorrow, so be sure to follow me on Twitter at Sports by Sharona.
Covering?
Yes, and so 2nd year in a row, haven't been able to go home to be with the family. But that's all right. I have my turkey. It is de-thawed. I've got my fixins. And
that's the most important part.
And I had to run to the store a little while ago before the show, and I got this eeny little teeny tiny pecan pie that I'm like jonesing for.
So you're going to do it all and eat it all and maybe give the pup some?
I'm going to have the itis so bad my tweet's going to be full of typos.
Yeah, that's kind of the plan. Okay, so, I mean, I could, oh boy, am I going to get... Wait. Anyway.
I gotcha.
I don't know what's happening anymore. It's trying to distract me while I'm talking important football stuff. So Matt Forte against that Lions defensive line, that could be a tough one, although He's a pass catcher. It's a lovely thing.
We all know it's Thanksgiving. The lines always fold on Thanksgiving, so you can feel free to start. I too have the Joke Bell Blues, though.
Joeek. Yeah, who was that defensive lineman for the Titans who did the turkey dance when he scored the touchdown against them in like 2009? Because he scored and they did the like things with his arms when he got in the end zone. I can't remember him because he was with the Titans for like 4 years and he left last year because he had like concussion. But I can't remember. He was like,
You're not talking about Jason Jones, are you?
it wasn't Jason Jones. No,
It was well, Albert Hainsworth was in. I actually have a great picture of the pie eating thing from that game. Let's see.
Hainsworth. UT didn't retire his number. What's that all
No,
about?
no, 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 it wasn't. Are you talking about the guy who was only there for a year, Jason Babin?
No, he was there for a few years.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I met his girlfriend.
Oh.
It'll come to me. I know exactly who you're talking about.
But that was like, I think,
One of the pass rushers, right?
one of the years that both like Chris Johnson and Lindell White scored a touchdown, like back in those glory days.
Oh gosh, what was his name? That's gonna bug me.
I hit the wrong button. Oh, Doel Gaines, quality control coach. Oh, back in the day. He was probably 12 years old back then.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
See,
What year was that? Wasn't that 2008?
It was 2009. Come on, you're gonna come up. I know you're there. Dave Ball. There we go. Yay, Dave Ball.
Okay, I was thinking Dave Ball, but I was also Jacob Ford. That's who I was thinking of.
And a bunch of those rotational type dudes, but yeah, that was a fun game. But the thing is, what do you? I mean, like the bored Jay Cutler, who had 130 yards against the Bucks last week, and I was just glad that Alshon Jeffrey scored a touchdown. Otherwise, I would have been depressed.
All right, I just gotta say it. Jay Cutler sucks.
Wow. Vandy?
Okay. Anchor down, baby.
See, that was the thing. Like, my dad and I were the last two to draft quarterbacks in our fantasy league, and my dad took Cutler, and I took Romo, and Romo looked pretty good. You know, he outscored Aaron Rodgers last week. Whoop, whoop. I love touchdowns. I especially love double touchdowns because I got him and Dez twice, which was lovely. I got to beat my big rival. It's great because he was leading the league in scoring, and he's 6-6. That's how it goes in fantasy. But do we think against the Lions that we'll get some good traction from Brandon Marshall, Alshon, Martellus, Black Unicorn, some other dudes?
He's gonna. I don't know. Well, I think that there's every opportunity for Matt Forte to have a nice game. It's just so hard to. It's hard to buy into the Bears, you know.
Yeah. And the friend whose house I'm going to is a big Bears fan, although he told us not to come over until I think technically the game will be over at that point. So maybe that's why.
Yeah? So you guys are celebrating Thanksgiving with some. We're not going to family this year?
Nope. Wife's finishing out her semester, so we're staying here. We're going to a friend's house. We're doing the southern stuff, which involves making like 8 casseroles. I think that's the southern thing. So.
Yes, it is. I'm actually making a souffle.
It's like side dishes that may not be called a veggie, but they may not have any vegetables, like mac and cheese. Or like
This is how we do it, baby.
The green bean casserole, which basically has a bunch of cream of something, and then onion rings, and then we throw some vegetables in there. We might cook them until all the green.
Are you gonna make the potato casserole too, or the broccoli casserole?
I think I'm making mashed potatoes. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Boom. No one will be hungry. I'll put it that way. So yeah.
Do you even want to know what I'm cooking?
Go ahead. Hit me. It sounds like a lot. Like, the kitchen's going to be rolling all day. How are you
You
going to cover
don't
football?
care. I'm going to cook the turkey. I'm going to stuff it with dressing and make a little side thing of dressing.
That's
I'm
a
going to make
southern thing right there. I get in so much trouble if I call dressing stuffing. But you're actually stuffing a turkey with it, and you're calling it dressing. So confused, but it's good. It's probably going to taste good.
it's always tasting good. And then I'm going to have the gravy and the mashed potatoes and and broiled baby carrots. Um,
Vegetable.
Caramelized. That's what I was looking for. Caramelized baby carrots.
Okay. And then just you and the puppy? No one's
Me and
coming
Puppy.
over?
Yeah, I've got a couple of friends that may stop over a little bit later for leftovers.
Like Jay Cutler?
Yeah, like Jay Cutler. Yeah, yeah. Jay's gonna stop by. We're gonna get the Idas.
Or some of
Just two
the
buds hanging out,
Clausens. They're free, so.
and the pecan pie. I also like lima beans on Thanksgiving. I've got them actually in the where you gotta actually cook them, not the canned version. I'm undecided about that, and I could make mac and cheese, but
I'm not sure if
oh,
you're ever doing it
oh,
on.
oh, oh, and you gotta have the mandatory. Besides the stuffing or the dressing, whatever you want to call it, you got to have another mandatory type bread, roll, biscuit. And I'm going to make the red
Yeah, that's a good
lobster.
point.
I'm going to make the red lobster biscuits.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, we're going to have the stuffing, and then Allison had to buy some rolls. That's important.
You have to. She's a good woman. She's got it figured out.
You got to be full, and you got to have leftovers for Friday, because you know what Friday is? Friday is Missouri and Arkansas. Missouri wins.
I might
They
actually watch that
go
game.
to the
That's going to be
SEC
a good game.
championship game. Although I think the first weekend of December, I'm going to do a double feature. I'm going to go to Chattanooga. It's UTC's first playoff game in like 30 years. My father-in-law wants to go. And then on Sunday, I'm going to watch, I think it's the Giants beat the crap out of the Titans. Odell Beckham's going to catch the ball with like a pinky, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, man, he's amazing.
So yeah, big goings on.
It raises a good question. He was taken not long after. Wasn't he the next pick? Where was he drafted?
Odell Beckham after the Titans, he was 13, I think, overall. That was his actual uniform number. I think maybe it was number 12.
Yeah, he was taken right after the Titans drafted.
I just know when he was drafted because Draft Twitter was going nuts as he wasn't that tall, and they said he didn't score any touchdowns in SEC games, so they just thought he stunk. But it's basically,
well, if you actually
you swing a dead cat around,
you
hit
watched
a
the SEC,
you
knew that neither he nor Jarvis Landry sucked. In fact, that they were awesome. Anyway, go ahead.
That does make you wonder about Zach Mettenberger. So he has two guys who are good NFL receivers. He had two running backs that have started for NFL teams this year. Interesting. So he had a lot of surrounding tech. Of course, LSU always seems to do that. LSU and Florida seem to forget that they had lots of high school talent until like the 1980s, but now they're getting there, sort of, maybe. But yeah, so back to the game. So Thursday will be tryptophan, coma, whatever going on. The thing that's crazy about the Lions is they haven't scored a touchdown in 2 weeks. And this is supposed to be
the
offense, with their comatose head coach. Could have been Wisenhunt. But it seems it's very Lions, like even the Lions fans. Talk about honest fans. Even when they're in first place, they were not that excited, and now they've lost 2 in a row. Could lose to the Bears. Stafford's, kind of iffy. You're talking about completion percentage. I don't think he's ever had that good of a percentage in the NFL. He just has this tall guy named Calvin Johnson who's pretty good. and who's been kind of
Well,
hurt.
except that he's not been that good this year.
I know he's been hurt. He was like the first receiver taken in our draft, and it hasn't been that good. But
What word did I coin? What hashtag did I coin? Give me credit. Give me credit. Give me credit.
I don't know.
Yes, you do. Read the freaking notes.
Oh, Mega Done? Mega Done is finished? Well, I could see, because he takes a lot of hits, that he has been missing games the last few years. So maybe, yeah, he's kind of sliding down. But yeah, Joik, they've just been rough on the running game because it's been Joik Bell and then Reggie Bush and then, oh, we got this Theo Riddick guy we'll use. And so, yeah, it's not been good. And when you don't score touchdowns, it kind of hurts your fantasy value. It's just, my consideration. So, yeah.
It's all about the fantasy.
Well, exactly. This is the first non-bye week in like 10 weeks. We're like, oh, I get to play everybody on my team. Are you sure?
I know, it's so awesome.
Because I had to bench like 3 out of 4 receivers in one league. It was killing me. And I picked up off waivers Kendall Wright and Ruben Randall, and that was bad. I didn't have all the rookies, sadly. But after this, then we have another team who tends to lose on Thanksgiving, but they keep giving them the games. The Dallas Cowboys face the Eagles, 2 teams that have plastered the Titans. So it's really hard to tell based on comparisons.
Both teams, let's see, Dallas put up 40, and the Eagles put up 43, right, against the Titans?
It was actually a mirror. It was 26-10 Cowboys. The Titans won 26-10 the first week. So after 2 weeks, we're even. And
it felt like it was a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking about the Indy game. That was like 40 to whatever.
All we know is teams that have really bad cornerbacks and the Titans can't take advantage of it. Other teams can. Yeah. So I think that the Cowboys can put up some yards against the Eagles. Romo, who people making fun of me for drafting, has been actually a pretty decent quarterback all year. So he should be all right. The him, Des Bryant, DeMarco Murray trio should be lovely. Yeah. Yeah, bet the over of this game. And then the Mark Sanchez throw it to both teams, keep it even. Just like Andy Dalton, he had a touchdown pass to both teams last week. I think that's nice. Yeah. Consider it. Everybody, it's a participation trophy kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like
you're all good. You all win. You all are awesome.
It seems like, based on just the Giants game, that the Cowboys defense might finally be catching up to the fact that they didn't have a lot of talent to start the year and they have a bunch of injuries. So should be LaShawn McCoy week again. I hope Jordan Matthews is okay because I had him in my fantasy league and he, you get those weeks with that receiver and you're like at halftime he had 13 points. I'm like, yeah, and then he didn't get any more. I'm like, come on, it's the Titans. But he has some kind of knee injury. So I'm a little worried about that. But I think basically start everybody. Should be good. So you should get your fill of your food and you get your fill of your offense because Seahawks and 49ers, I expect a lot of punts, and punters are not in fantasy leagues yet. Next year we'll get on that.
That should totally be a thing. It should totally be a thing.
I think I've seen a league that did like an offensive line, which it'd be hard to figure that one out. But we have individual defensive players. You think you'd be able to do
the league that I'm awesome in, that I'm owning everybody in, is the league where it's a MCM league where we play IDP guys. Like you have to have a defensive guy, a lineman, a linebacker, and a defensive back. And I've done really well in that league.
So in the MCM league, everybody else is drafting a bunch of Titans, so that would give you a competitive advantage right away.
I do not have a single Titan on that team.
It's not right. So, yeah, Colin Kaepernick actually looked good in last year's NFC Championship game. He had that last throw that got intercepted, but I think right now this was the NFC Championship game, and they were both in the playoffs the year before. But I think right now they're both on pace to not make the playoffs because the
Yeah.
NFC is really deep. So, yeah. And I add my great joke, all 49ers skill players are fantasy kill players. If you put them in your lineup, you are dead.
Great joke, Zach.
Thank you. The only league I have Kaepernick in, it actually was like an auto draft. There was an 8-hour
Are you determined
clock.
to pronounce these guys' names different from me?
Sure. What did I do? Did I say something wrong?
No,
Or did I say something right? I just talk funny sometimes. It ain't my fault.
Are you making fun of me?
It's the way I was raised. I do bad accents, so it's not my fault. Yeah, Russell Wilson. Well, he puts up like mediocre fantasy stats throwing the ball because they have no receivers, and then he ends up running for like 70 yards a week. So it's nice. It's like a Vince Young who can throw. Who knew, right? I mean, it kind of makes sense. Oh, look at that. You posted a little thing of them. At least it's not Kaepernick shirtless or something. I've seen plenty. We've seen enough of that.
Showing his abs.
Show Peyton shirtless, huh? What about that?
No, thanks.
Eating all them pizzas. Yeah, exactly. And then we have, of course, Beast Mode for Seattle. I don't think he quite had a great week after the 4-touchdown week. I have him in one of my leagues. And the NFL should just tell him, you know what? If you're a certain level of player, you don't have to do this interview nonsense. Because last week was kind of funny how he just answered yes to everything.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm going to answer your questions. And, yeah, name 2 Seattle Seahawks wide receivers and win a prize. Because they're just, exactly.
I could name all of them.
Well, you can because you know this stuff. You probably know all 17 of their tight ends too, right? Tony Moeaki and was it Cooper Hefflett or something? Luke Willison. Yeah, and they signed.
You're totally overlooking Dougie Baldwin and Kurz, who I always want to call Javon Kurz. That's totally not his name.
Oh, sure, Ricardo Lockett, Paul Richardson.
And the rookie, Paul Richardson.
I got him in a Dynasty rookie draft, so I feel good. But yeah, 3 games. I like this 3 games on Thursday thing, and then Missouri on Friday, and I don't know, some other games this weekend that might be important, but who cares? And then Patriots and Packers on Sunday. Tom Brady against Aaron Rodgers. Who gets the best commercial? Although Tom Brady's kind of disappeared from commercials. I'm sad. What happened to him? Remember when he put his linemen in commercials?
He's over at Facebook posting funny stuff.
Oh, is he?
Oh, and he's going to be in a movie.
Oh boy. He should be like Matt Damon's stunt double or something. I always thought those two looked kind of the same. The year the Patriots played Packers, it was actually on my birthday in the Super Bowl, and for some reason I was at some kind of ski thing, and it was on TV when we stopped for dinner. It's the only time I've not stopped and watched the Super Bowl. So yeah, it was weird. But anytime they say it's a Super Bowl preview, it's usually not. I don't think that's happened very many times. I would like someone to please beat the Patriots because I'm kind of, I'm kind of done with them.
Well, I think if anybody can, it might be the Packers.
Could be. They have a lot of offense. I know they're a little bit like the Patriots. Their defense isn't that good, but it doesn't matter because their offense, you can get a picture again. I see you have the camera. I have a camera, not afraid to use it.
When you least expect it.
Exactly. I have local beer here, the Sweetwater Georgia Brown, so lovely.
Gotcha.
Where does it go?
I will never tell.
Really? So is there going to be some kind of blackmail pictures later on?
Maybe.
Okay, well, dang, it's already 9 o'clock. What happened?
I know. The time goes by fast when we don't talk Titans.
Yeah. Titans. So how much did they lose by this week? Yeah, in Houston, because they got.
I actually, God help me, think that they might win this one.
Oh, now they're getting closer to the number one pick. They're gonna start winning.
Yeah, although I actually had that thought before. I'm waiting to see what the injury situation is going to be tomorrow.
So you're waiting for? Is Delaney okay? Did he text you?
My lips are sealed.
It's purely professional. I understand, but he just wants you to know he's okay. Anybody who's on one of his fantasy teams, he lets them know, right? Gives them the
That's
heads up.
exactly. He knows I'm his biggest fan.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm the late to the bandwagon, so forget that nonsense. I don't know. Is Griffin hurt? I think.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. We're gonna know a lot more tomorrow. We'll see what the deal is. I will say it was kind of interesting watching the grades, and I don't always agree. More often than not, I agree with PFF on some things. I
I
don't
agree.
always agree with PFF. Um, it would not bother me to see some more Damian Stafford. I think that, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, he's like more the in the box type guy. Seems like he likes hitting guys. I don't know if
Yes,
it's
he
coverage.
likes hitting guys.
That's good. We need
He
some of that.
actually graded out well in coverage, which was surprising to me because it's not his forte yet. I think that he could get better.
Bernard Pollard-esque. Better in coverage than you think. Without getting all those
Pollard's
penalties.
definitely been solid in coverage for the Titans.
Poor Pollard. It was too soon.
It was. I'm still sad about it. Let me cry in my beer for a minute. I know. I miss seeing him on the field. I miss having Bernard Pollard part of things and trash talking, and I miss him.
So sad. What are your favorites?
Will we sad?
So is there anything else you want to get off your chest tonight before the night's over? You want to...
Ray Horton, I'm starting to think you suck too.
Oh my. Yeah, he's bounced around just a little bit, so we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. It's like 5 weeks of the season left, I think, and I don't know. I mean, the team. I think the franchise has been 2-14 like once before, so we'll see. We'll see about that. They have a pretty bad. I mean, the schedule.
Answer the question, is this the worst Titans-Oilers team that they've ever had? Or at least in recent memory? Is this the worst Titans team that they've had?
I'm trying to remember. There was one year, like in the middle of the whole run they had, where they were just like, didn't they got like 5-11 or something? But they've never been at the bottom. So this is like the worst team since they've been in Nashville. I don't know what they're. I think they've had, they've had a ton of teams around 500, and they had 6-10, but they haven't had this bad of a team. Yeah, so they're bad. I don't know about all time because I don't remember a lot of those Oilers teams because I think they were pretty bad for a while.
They went 2-14, in 1994.
Was that the year after they got rid of Moon, I think? I just remember, I think 93 was when the Chiefs beat them, and that was like the Chiefs' last playoff win they've had, and that was with Joe Montana.
I'm trying to. I have to go back.
92 or
Wasn't
93.
that when Jeff Fisher took over the team?
He took it over in like 95, I think, because they moved.
I knew that it was around that time.
I think it was like 95 or 96, because 97 was that Memphis year, which was weird, and 98 was the Vandy year, which was still weird. And then we got to LP Field or Adelphia or whatever Crooks were naming the team at the time. Unindicted crooks.
Yes, I know.
Now they are. They must have been pretty bad. Just saying.
Yep.
There was a time period, I swear, every company that named a stadium went out of business like within 5 years.
Well, you know what? The owners are not looking too shiny and bright.
Who's that? The Titans owners? Oh, you know.
Well, I'm not saying anything about Tommy Smith. He doesn't look bright, but I'm talking about.
As bright as a pile of mud. He's dirt.
I'm talking about,
Yeah.
your Haslams and, you know,
Issues.
it's kind of interesting. Tom Benson is being praised and everything. He did donate a lot of money to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but let's not forget how he extorted the city of New Orleans to keep the team there.
Yeah, it's one of those price of doing business. I actually read it was a op-ed in ESPN the magazine where they were talking about the concussion settlement, and the author of the article said that they should add a surcharge to tickets to pay for concussion stuff. And I'm like, oh, because the owners aren't ponying up, then the fans should pay, because the fans pay for everything, so they should pay for that too. It's like, great. It's like, sure. Put it all on us, and eventually everybody's going to be like, I have an HDTV. I don't need to go to the game. So, yeah, they better step it up pretty soon. It's almost like when you go to a hotel out of town, you pay like a 20% tax. Like, yeah, wherever that money goes. But, yeah, I'm not thinking that they're going to add extra charges.
Well, they better not. I think that it would be a huge mistake.
I mean, I think there should be supporting the players after they retire, and I hope it's not a one-time deal because, stuff's going to pop up years from now, and it's like a ticking time bomb. So, Sharona, other than cooking every dish on the menu tomorrow, what you got? What's happening? What's the haps?
I'm going to be writing. We're on Thanksgiving break from the radio show, so no radio show until Monday. But I will be writing, and I'm hanging out on the Twitter, tweeting about the games tomorrow, except when I have to take my itis-induced coma sleep nap thingy.
Nap thingy?
So, yeah.
Which game is ideal for naps? Or should we save it for the evening game? Because it looks kind of not nappish.
Yeah, I usually try to get a good nap in between the second game and the night game.
That's good. I like that. I like that plan. Yep. So today I posted an article on fantasysports.org about how to survive your fantasy football playoffs and tips for the teams that might not have made the playoffs because some people are like that, like me, in one of my leagues. And we'll be doing an interview with Justin Lonero of Blindside Football. He does the Fantasy Goodfellas show. That'll be coming up end of the week, and then I'll be in a coma most of tomorrow. And I'll be cheering on this team right here on Friday. Because you see, when you turn it upside down, it turns into a W.
We see that.
Happened. Thank you. I'm very advanced for my age. So, Sports by Sharona on Twitter. She tweets at least twice as often as me. And Zach _Law. I try, but, got the carpal tunnel from trying to keep up with you. So, pretty awesome. So, there'll be leftovers available. I should be able to stop by later in the afternoon. So, just leave them by the door, and I'll pick them up. Sounds good. 57 southern sides, right?
That's right.
So thanks everybody for coming. Going for 2 minus Know Your Enemy, but we already know our enemy, and they're boring. They're the Texans, and they're probably going to win. So yeah, here's to Matt and to.
I'm out of beer.
You get some roller skates to get around the pocket on Sunday because it's going to be a little tough. So thanks everybody coming in. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy lots of eating and happy football because it's all about football.
Rocky Top, you'll always be
home sweet home
Missouri. Good old Rocky Top.